Hey guys, Dwayne Bryant here from wagertalk.com with another edition of DB's Freebies. We're going to start out here with a special deal that's going on site-wide at both wagertalk.com and sportsmemo.com. Right now through midnight Halloween night, if you use coupon code BOO31, that's BOO31, you will get 31% off any all-access package. And again, that's through October 31st at midnight. Just some examples. That 31% off comes out to a savings of just over $12 on a one-day all-access. You can save just over $18 on a three-day all-access. Or you can save over $90 on a 30-day all-access pass. Or if you want to maximize your savings, you can save over $600 on a one-year all-access pass. That works out to 365 days worth of plays at just $3.77 per day. So we know how much you guys love $2 Tuesday and $9 Monday. Well, you can have $3.77 day every day for a full year. Again, that's coupon code BOO31. And you can use that coupon code once at Wager Talk and once at Sports Memo. Any all-access package of your choice. Don't miss out on that great deal. So let's talk some NFL. We're going to look at some lines here, and I'm going to use the Westgate Sportsbook here for these lines. And what I want to do is I want to compare the look-ahead lines to where the lines are today and see where some significant moves came in. So the first game I want to look at is Las Vegas at New Orleans. Now the look-ahead line on this game was a pick'em. We're now seeing Vegas as a 2-point favorite. This doesn't really surprise me all that much considering what each team did last. Vegas crushed Houston 38-20, and the Saints lost by 8, and it wasn't even really that close, at Arizona last Thursday. The next game is Carolina at Atlanta. The look-ahead line here, Atlanta minus 6.5. We're now seeing the Falcons down to minus 4.5. Again, not really a surprise to me that this line's heading this direction when you look at what each team did last week. Carolina with that shocking 21-3 win over Tampa Bay. So it wasn't just a big upset as they were a huge underdog, but they blew out the Bucs. Held the Brady offense to a field goal. That was an impressive win for Carolina. And on the other side, Atlanta comes it off getting buried at Cincinnati 35-17. It was the Falcons' first ATS loss of the season. So they're 6-1 against the spread so far, but those games were all as an underdog. This week, they're being asked to lay points. And, you know, the underdogs have been cashing tickets at quite a rate so far this season. I would expect that to correct itself at some point in the not too distant future. But at this point, it's not surprising to see this line heading in that direction. Next up is Arizona at Minnesota. The look-ahead line was Minnesota minus 6.5. And that's all the way down to minus 3.5 as of I record this Wednesday morning. Not too surprised that this line's going that way. Minnesota's off a bye, so they should be ready for this game. Arizona's coming off that Thursday night win over the Saints. But the Vikings have a penchant for playing close games. And Arizona has a reputation of playing better on the road. So it's not surprising to me that this line is dropping. Next game here, and this is the Giants at Seattle. Look-ahead line was Seattle minus 1. Now this line is at Seattle minus 3. And I'm not real surprised at this move either. The Giants are 6-1. They did win at Jacksonville 23-17 last week. But the Giants, I don't know. I'm not sold on the Giants. I think that regression is going to hit this team sooner rather than later. And Seattle, they were my free play on this video last Sunday. You know, an underdog, and they won outright pretty easily over the Chargers, 37-23. I think Seattle still continues to be underrated. It looks like people are catching on, though, as this line is on the rise. Next up is Washington at Indianapolis. The look-ahead line was Indy -6. They are now down to -3. This isn't a surprise either. One, because Washington's coming off an upset win over Green Bay. And secondly, because the Colts, who just lost to the Titans again, are now benching Matt Ryan for the season, and they're going to start Sam Ehlinger the rest of the way. So I'm not surprised to see this line dip the way it has, but I'm not convinced that there's that big of a drop-off between 2022 Matt Ryan and Sam Ehlinger. So I guess we'll find out a little bit more about that this weekend. Next up is the 49ers at the Rams. The look-ahead line was Rams -2.5. This has flipped. The Niners are now a 1.5 point favorite. On one hand, this does surprise me. The Rams are off a bye. They should be ready for this game. I believe they lost to the Niners already this season, and the Niners have owned them in recent years. But the Niners are coming off a blowout home loss against the Chiefs. They lost 44-23, so the Niners should be pumped up for this game as well. Not really sure. I don't know if people are just trying to get the Rams as a dog here. I'm not sure what the line move's all about here. I know we got the Christian McCaffrey effect. Him coming on board, the Niners stock has gone up. I don't know if I can get behind the Rams here, though, just because the Niners just have owned them in recent years, so we'll have to see how that one plays out. The last game on this list is the Sunday Nighter. It's the Packers at the Bills. The look-ahead line on this game was Buffalo -8, and they're now up to -11.5. This isn't surprising either. The Packers have just lost for the third straight time, lost at Washington. That's a shocker to me. The Bills are coming off a bye, so they should be ready for this game. It's a Sunday night home game, and it's against the storied franchise of the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Bills should be up for this game as well. Wouldn't be surprised to see them cover this number. I'm going to have to do a little more research before I decide if I'm going to pull the trigger on that game, though. So let's move on to today's free play. It's 267 Tennessee at Houston. We've got Tennessee right now as a 2-point favorite with a total of 40.5. And basically the first thing the public's going to do when they look at this game is they're going to say, wow, I only have to lay 2 points against the Houston Texans. People are going to jump to get on Tennessee here. I think that's a mistake. Houston is 7-1 against the spread, their last 8 at home against Tennessee. And Texans QB Davis Mills plays very well at home. He averages 246 passing yards in his 9 home starts. And he has a 16-3 touchdown to interception ratio in those 9 home starts as well. The Texans should have no problem getting focused and pumped up for this game. A, it's a division game. B, it's their first home game in 4 weeks. They had a bye and a couple of road games. So this is their first home game in a month. So they should be pumped. The crowd there should be pumped as well. And Tennessee, they've won 4 in a row, but who have they beat? They beat the Colts twice. And we've seen Matt Ryan. No big win there. They beat Vegas by 2 at home. And they beat Washington by 4, and we've seen the Carson Wentz show. Nothing special there either. Tennessee, a little bit overrated in my opinion. Offensively, they're 31st in yards per game, ahead of only Carolina. And they've got a big game on deck against Kansas City. Now, this is a divisional game, but it's Houston. They're off a divisional win against the division rival that was supposed to be their biggest challenge this year. And they just swept them now. And now they've got a visit to Arrowhead against the Chiefs on deck. So how much are they going to be focused and up for this game against Houston? I think there's going to be some effort and motivation lacking by Tennessee in this game. They're pretty much these days, since they traded A.J. Brown, they're pretty much a one-trick pony, relying on Derrick Henry. And Houston coach Lovie Smith is a defensive-minded guy. He will have a game plan in place to try to slow Henry down. And I actually think Houston can control this game with their own running back, rookie running back Dameon Pierce. He's been their bell cow. I think they can use him to control this game. Bottom line, this line is low for a reason. I would wait to see if we can get a +3 once the public gets involved. But at any rate, my free play for this week is to take the Houston Texans plus the points as my free play for this week. That's going to do it for this week. As always, don't forget to go over at dbbets.com and use that coupon code BOO31 on any all-access package. And best of luck on all your football plays this weekend.